At the edge of the village, in the shadowy embrace of the forest, lived a woman named Evelyn. The entire village mocked and despised her. Children would sometimes throw stones at her house, shouting, "Witch! Crazy woman!" The adults would shove her in the marketplace, laughing at her. But none of them knew their scorn awakened something dark within her. Evelyn had always been different. Her eyes were as deep as the darkest night, and her voice was as cold as thick mist. In her youth, she would wander the green fields alone, listening to the whispers of the trees. Her melancholic songs would drift with the wind, making the trees dance. But the villagers saw this as the whisper of demons and began to avoid her. One day, at the market, someone pushed her again. A woman slapped her across the face, laughing. "Show us your witch's power!" Laughter and mockery echoed around her, but suddenly the sky darkened and a windstorm howled. Evelyn closed her eyes. Her lips whispered softly, and a sense of eerie calm washed over her. In an instant, those around her fell silent. Their eyes widened, their bodies frozen. A strange stillness enveloped the village. Those who looked into her eyes felt their souls sink into darkness. They could no longer speak or move. The entire village was engulfed in terror overnight. Evelyn finally understood her power. Her vengeance began to consume the village. But this was only the beginning. The next morning, a chilling sight greeted the villagers. People no longer recognized each other. Mothers saw their children. Husbands saw their wives as strangers. Many had faces darkened, with eyes turned white, stripped of any trace of sanity. At the forest's edge, shadowy figures swayed among the trees. At night, the wind would whisper their names. Evelyn's house was quieter than ever, but from the inside, the walls were painted black, and the only sound was the constant howling wind. As for Evelyn, her face was no longer the same. Her eyes glowed, and a cold breeze seemed to radiate from her body. They used to mock her. Now they all trembled before her. But this was just the beginning of her revenge. Villagers began to disappear one by one. Those who left their homes in the morning never returned by nightfall. Their voices could be heard among the trees, but they themselves were never seen. Even the village chief vanished. The youth tried to flee the village, but the forest would not let them go. At night, eerie whispers, cries, and laughter echoed through the woods. Something called their names, watching unseen. Evelyn grew stronger each day, her eyes gaining the power to see into people's souls. The villagers were now prisoners under her control. Evelyn no longer wanted just revenge. She craved the souls of the entire village. One night, the last remaining villagers gathered under the old church, desperate to escape. The wind howled outside, whispering. An old woman among them revealed the truth. The only way to defeat the witch was to call her by her true name. Evelyn's real name was Elira. "Call her true name, and she will lose her power," the old woman said. At dawn, the villagers marched to Evelyn's house. Darkness surrounded them, doubt in every step. But they pressed on. Evelyn stood waiting for them, a cruel smile on her lips. But the villagers began to shout her true name. "Elira! Elira!" Evelyn's face twisted, her eyes plunged into darkness. Her body crumbled, turning into a swirling wind that vanished. Peace returned to the village. Yet in the depths of the forest, the wind still whispered a woman's mournful song.